What mind-blowing, but simple, facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime? Most people have more than the average number of arms. At first I was like, oh, a troll comment. But then I realized some people have less than 2 arms, making the average less than 2. Nice one. A day on Venus takes longer to complete than a year on Venus. How? It simply takes longer for Venus to do one complete rotation around its own axis than it does for the planet to rotate around the sun. Edit. From my memory I believe it's only like 10 to 15 days difference. But still an interesting fact. Another fun fact is aluminum used to be such a precious metal and so expensive that the top point of the Washington Monument is made of pure aluminum. At the time of construction, that aluminum would be about like capping it with platinum today. Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. They are also surprisingly vicious. The reason that they are so playful is because they are such efficient killing machines that they have extra time to spend on things besides hunting. But that's a much less 4-year-old friendly fact. I think I read that they have to eat like 25% of their weight daily. Yeah, I'd have to be a killing machine to achieve that. Otters are neat. You can tell it's an otter because of the way it is. The name for the Arctic comes from the ancient Greek word for bear, Arctus, named after one of the constellations Ursa Major, Big Bear, or Ursa Minor, Little Bear, but there are bears living there too. So basically, the Arctic is called bear, and the Antarctic is called not bear. Edit, slight fact correction. Thanks you /Wolfie Rampant. And the word bear isn't the animal's actual name. Ancient peoples feared that speaking its name would bring bad luck. It's a euphemism roughly translated to the brown one. And the Slavic people did the same thing, only they called bears honey eaters. So in most Slavic languages the word for bear is something like medvjd, med equals honey, jed equals eater. Cashews come from a fruit. The fruit is edible, but apparently hard to transport long distances. So the only places you're likely to find it are where cashews are grown. They also don't grow inside the fruit. They're on top of it, like a sort of ridiculous hat. Edit, not on top, underneath. My bad. Either the fruit is the ridiculous hat or the nut is either a set of testicles, or as somebody below me said, a massive dump. Edit, wow, gold. Thanks a heap. Close bracket. Cashew juice is quite popular on Brazil, but I can't remember how it tastes like. A Siamese cat's fur color is dependent on its body temperature. That's why the colder areas of the body such as the nose, paws, and tail are darker than the rest. Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. I guess I'm 4. Because I'm loving all the fun facts in this thread. Some species of burrowing spiders keep teeny tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for the spider to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spider cats. Yes, I love it when my cat saves my human eggs from being eaten by tiny bugs. Mine are about to hatch soon. From the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the sun. 73 years from 1933 to 2006 out of a 248-year orbit. That's 29%. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. If you have any, you have to have at least 2. They get lonely. Can confirm. I have 3 poop machines running around. 2 poop machines here. They some nasty little guys, but they're adorable. I use the vacuum more on their cage than on the rest of the house. I really hope you have a heap of filter vacuum. Otherwise I worry you're putting a lot of poop dust into your air. Yep, I do. Bees tell their friends about good nearby flowers by dancing. And if you feed them cocaine they will exaggerate the amount of flowers and sometimes say they've found flowers when they actually haven't. Just like humans. Probably not suitable for a 4-year, but it's cool to know we're not so different to bees. Maybe they're saying cocaine, not flowers. Deleted. I once told my son that there was a scientist for everything. So we started a tradition where he'd pick something to see if there were people that studied it. And I'd give some age appropriate examples of what they do. Edit. Thank you for the silver. Might suggest the study of metals and alloys and when we use what kind. He's always talking about the different eras of human history. Primitive age. Modern age. Future age etc. So it'd be a good seg to Iron Age. Bronze Age. Editing again to add. Since it's been mentioned in so many replies. Apparently the podcastologist is like this. May not have the most family friendly vocabulary. But I don't know, I haven't listened to any of it. My daughter, 5, decided that when she grows up, she wants to rescue sea animals. We had a good discussion yesterday about some of the neat things she could see and do in that type of job. We talked about how there is a lot of trash in the ocean and how it affects the animals. We talked about oil spills and cleaning the sea creatures after. We talked about dolphins getting tangled in fishing nets. We even talked about how we haven't fully explored the oceans yet and there could be new creatures that no one has ever seen. It was a really cool conversation to have with her. My daughter's 2.5, and I can't wait to be able to have these kinds of conversations with her. A lot of the TV or internet video she watches comes via undersea cables. That's because the undersea cables are faster than satellite. Also wait. What? Exclamation mark. Thought. That seems pretty reasonable. Sending all your data to space and back isn't exactly the most direct route. There's an island in Japan, populated only by fluffy bunnies. Exclamation mark. Been there. It's the most amazing place on earth. Bunny owner. And there are ruins there from chemical weapons testing facilities. Edit. I just threw some of the photos into Imgur. Link. com/gallery/60clvho. Aren't the bunnies descendants of the lab animals at that facility? That's usually how it's explained. But people also were said to bring bunnies to the island to abandon unwanted pets. So no one really knows, but I would say yes. There are also no predators living on the island, except perhaps birds flying the sky. Oh. So like Isle of Dogs without the star-studded cast. Has to say one of those bunnies isn't Jeff Goldblum. The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years, but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with its tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means there are bees here, let's leave immediately. They played golf on the moon one time. I will add more if I think of them. What topics does she like? But what was used for the filling of the first Kit Kat? The first Kit Kats were filled with Kit Kats from the future. That's where Skrillinger's cat went. NICE. Brigadier Sir Nils Olav is a king penguin. He is Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard, as well as the mascot. He currently lives in the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. So Scotland is currently holding a Norwegian colonel as a prisoner of war? Question mark? No. 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 Of course not. He's an honored guest who may not leave. Pineapples are a collection of berries. Bananas are berries too. And they grow on banana plants, not banana trees. I used to work in a fruit and veg shop as a teenager. We had a woman come in once complaining that all the melons had a dirty mark on them. I explained that's because they grow on the ground, just like a potato or a carrot being covered in earth. She didn't believe me. She thought melons hung from trees. I'm sure googling the phrase hanging melons would only reinforce this idea. I was curious as to what would come up if I looked at this. I was surprised to find only one picture of boobs, clothed. The rest were actually melons hanging. Now try that search again on Bing. Just did. Images are still melons. Web pages are all porno. Giraffe tongues are black to protect from sunburn as they are out so much during the day. Sun's out, tongues out. You've got 253 comments as of this post. Opus. Only 112 more to go for a full year's worth of facts. Here's mine. The Romans were some of the first people to wear bikinis. Link. Wikipedia. org/wiki/history_of_the_bikini. Once you filter out the ones about sex and death, it's probably a good bit lower. Sex and death. Band name I call it. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. Edit. I wanna make it clear that I have no idea who Daniel Tosh is. And when I say walk I mean hop. Kangaroos can't walk at all. Their hind legs can't move independently. They have a welded rear diff. Them sick drifts though. Righto? Horses are more closely related to rhinos than to deer. Additionally, horses have roughly a 350-degree field of vision around them, with one of their two blind spots being in the front. Horses can't see directly ahead for up to about 4 feet. So to sneak up on a horse you have to be really thin and really dumb. When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their bodies. Kind of like how a Pokemon evolves. Super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about. Beekeeper here, or legs get Jelly Royale first, and after a while, I don't know the exact amount of days, the larvae of worker bees get pollen and nectar only. Because of that, their ovaries won't develop properly, which makes them infertile. Only queen bees get Jelly Royale through all stages of their development in the cell, which makes them fertile and significantly bigger. So, if the queen bee dies suddenly or gets too old, the worker bees start feeding the larvae with Jelly Royale to raise a new queen. When the first young queen hatches, she stings all the other developing queens while still in their cells. There can only be one. I believe beekeepers sometimes section some off, since queens are valuable. Of course, this may not be a child appropriate fact. Wouldn't want to encourage sibling murder. Guess that's why it's called Jelly Royale. 100 born, but only one will get the V. Only difference is, the winner of this battle royale will eventually get to mate. Chocolate was once used as currency by the Aztecs. More accurately, cacao beans were used. Worms have 5 hearts. The surface of Mars is covered in rust, making the planet appear red. The red food coloring, carmine, that's used in a lot of candy is made up of a kind of beetle. There's a train station in Japan that has a cat station master, currently Netama. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separated. Tomatoes were once thought to be inedible, since they're in the same family as nightshade, which is poisonous. Eat a cause I got a lot of comments at this one. Tomatoes acidity interacted with lead plates, lead poisoning. Check out /u/n0v494s comment. Apples float but pears sink. Apples float because they are 25% air. Wombat poop is cube shaped. Good stuff here. She certainly understands the value of chocolate. Similarly, there is a bank in Italy that trades entirely in Parmesan cheese. Link. youtube.com/watch. v=xzbpdu_ivci link. youtube.com/watch. v=xzbpdu_ivci. Italian people. Please don't make jokes about spaghetti or dumb stereotypes. Also Italian people. Mamma mia. It's me, Mario. I needed to deposit this mozzarella. For real though, Italian people seem to have a good sense of humor of the stereotypes. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Close bracket. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913 parents could mail their kids to grandmas through the postal service. By the same token, don't drink too much water or you can effectively dilute your internal chemistry to the point you will get sick. When drinking extreme amounts of water, add small amounts of salt and sugar so you don't kill yourself. When drinking extreme amounts of water, add small amounts of salt and sugar so you don't kill yourself. Or maybe don't drink extreme amounts of water. r/waternigus would like to have a word with you. I swear I just started seeing this sub like a week ago and it's now an everyday occurrence. Tigers have striped skin. Some badass tiger shaving scientist found this out. It's part of the initiation for us. It takes a little over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to Earth. So if the sun died we wouldn't know for 8 minutes. It could be dead even now. Looks like it wasn't. It's still sunny. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.